Ted. Listen, truth will set you free, but first, it'll piss you off.
Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Quote Me Later with me, your host, Manya. In today's episode, we are diving into the show Ted Lasso. And the quote is Remember, truth will set you free, but first, it'll piss you off. I don't think Ted Lasso needs any context. Pretty much everybody knows the show, and it's safe to say it's one of the best shows ever made. And it has so many beautiful quotes. You're going to hear about it a lot more in this podcast, and there's so much meaning behind every quote in this show. So, without further ado, let's begin. Here's the thing truth has two stages. First, it burns, then it frees. And the part that it burns, it's actually psychology doing its job. Okay, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions so you can engage with the topic more because it's one of the most important topics ever, truly. The first question is when you hear the word set you free, what freedom comes to your mind? The freedom of other people's lies or from the illusions we tell ourselves? For me, set it free means it would get me out of my head, get me out of maybe the lies I'm telling myself, and all the images, all the illustrations that I have drawn in my head would go away. And when you're creating these things in your mind, you don't think that, hey, this is disturbing and it would wreck me. But the moment that you get rid of them, that's when you feel the actual freedom that it gives you. Next question is why do you think anger comes before relief? Is it because the truth hurts and threatens our ego? Or is it because it destroys the version of reality we're comfortable with? In my opinion, the moment you decide to lie to yourself and everybody else about what's happening to you, you are the threat to your ego. So that's not it. It's not the anger, it's not because our ego feels threatened. It's mostly because the version that we have created for ourselves that feels the most comfortable has to go away. It has to go away so you can grow. It has to go away so you can live again. Maybe you are in the worst and toxic relationship of your life and your friends keep telling you that hey, this relationship of yours doesn't seem very healthy, and you lose it. Your body has this reaction of denial, of resistance, and you keep telling everybody else and yourself that no, you are happy and you're in a good relationship. It's mostly because you are comfortable in the situation that you've made for yourself. You know it's toxic, but you're used to it and you feel comfortable. And the anger part is because you have to destroy this comfortable zone, although it's not very healthy, but you have to destroy it so you can actually feel happy again. The next question is can you remember the last time someone pointed out something in you, a truth about you, you've lost it and you got angry? But then later, it gave you a clarity. This happens to me every time that I'm struggling so much in life, and my mom hits me with the reality of, hey girl, this thing that you're doing is not very healthy. This thing that you're doing is not very cool, and you're in the wrong place. And at first, it pisses me off. I go all the way, no, you're wrong. You don't know what I'm feeling. You don't know how I'm feeling. I know this. I'm aware of this. I'm doing the right thing. I'm in the right path. But when I think about it, I start to feel cooler. I mean, inside of me, you know, the flame of the fire starts to cool down and I feel better and everything seems so clear because sometimes in life you know you're in the wrong place. You know that, but you just need to hear it from someone else. If you remember in Toy Story 2, Woody says something. He said that truth is always bitter. If you think about it, we all do crave truth and honesty, but we're always in resistance and denial when someone else is trying to point out that, hey, you're in the wrong place. Yes, the truth is always bitter, but learning to cope with the truth and stop lying to yourself and everybody else would definitely set you free. The next question is, do you think people prefer a comfortable lie or a painful truth? For me, I personally prefer a comfortable lie. And I don't know why. I'm trying to figure out why the truth hurts me so much sometimes. And I think most people prefer a comfortable lie because why not? Truly, why not? And if you think otherwise, why do you think that? And please tell me. I really need to know. I mean, yes, most of us prefer a comfortable lie. But have you ever noticed the second we say the word honestly out loud, we chill out, and we instantly feel calmer, and it's like the pressure is gone? I mean, I don't know why we resist so much against the truth, because truth is more comfortable when you actually say it out loud. But before that, it's honestly not that comfortable. And yeah, I think the truth will set us free, but taking the first step of deciding to tell the truth about yourself, about your situation, to yourself and to other people is the hard part. The next question is, if truth actually set us free, why people try so hard to avoid it? I want you to imagine studying after a long time. Okay? You want to study, you decide to study after a long time, and the habit is gone, obviously. You know, taking the first step of sitting behind your desk, opening the book, and reading the first line in your textbook is the hardest part. I'm just, giving you the simplest example ever. And I think telling the truth is like taking the first step of growth and maybe setting free thing. And that's why I think many people avoid telling the truth, because it's as hard as taking the first step of doing anything, literally. And I have this comparing thing in my mind. And the answer of this question for me is like that, because maybe truth is like taking the first step, and taking the first step is always super hard. And the last question is, do you think the piss off part, like the part that pisses you off, is the sign of resistance or growth? If I want to answer that, I think that growth is the result of resistance. At first, you resist. You do not accept the fact that you are in a bad place and you are in the wrong path and you are lying to yourself and everybody else. But the moment that you start to think that maybe I just have to take one step down, you immediately have planted the seed of growth. And I think the part that pisses us off is because we are craving the growth, but we are resisting. I mean, it's a combination. They're not apart. Resistance and growth are connected to each other, and growth is the result of resistance. And it's just my opinion. And now let's get to the psychology part. I'm going to give you two psychology clones of this quote. Number one is cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is when truth collides with what we're always believed, and it creates mental discomfort. And that discomfort is the piss you off part. Our brain hates contradictions. It wants to protect our self image and worldview. But once we stop fighting it and accept reality, that tension dissolves. And that's where the freedom kicks in. And clone number two, defense mechanism, acceptance. At first, when truth shows up, we defend ourselves. Denial, anger, projection. That's the brain's short-term strategy to protect us from feeling weak or wrong, because we never want to accept that we are wrong. But defense mechanisms are temporary. Eventually, acceptance replaces defense, and that's where growth and freedom start. So the next time truth pisses you off, don't shut it down. Ask yourself, what story is this truth interrupting? And why? If you can answer that, you're already on your way to freedom. Truth hurts not because it's cruel, but because it tears down the lies we've grown comfortable with. And when those lies fall, what's left is freedom. Thank you so much for listening to me today. I'm a huge fan of philosophy and psychology and morality altogether. This episode might have all those things in one. If you enjoyed this episode, I'll be here every Tuesday. You're more than welcome to share all your dilemmas and your favorite quotes from your favorite TV shows with me on Instagram. Till next time, take care and goodbye. Hello, Ted. Why are you not picking up?